Rise from your grave.
Okay. All right. Let's get right back to it. Been away for too long. All right. I'm back. So listen, I'm just gonna say I missed a lot of things. There's so many things to cover, and honestly, to my disappointment, I've even made a whole bunch of videos, and I was gonna, get ready, edit them and all, but things happen. But it's always good for the most part. So I figure, all right, what can I talk about now that's at least a little relevant, right? So let's talk. You know what? Let's talk about Marvel Legends. Why not? Because it's been a while since I actually talked about Marvel Legends for the most part. I mean, don't get me wrong. They've come out with so many great figures, honestly. I mean, there's so much to go through. I am so disappointed that I still don't have the Ghost Rider figure. I think what was his name? The Jenny Kish, whatever. I forgot what that's called, but you get the idea, right? So there's been some great things coming out lately with Hasbro. And of course, singles for their G.I. Joe Classics line. I mean, it's great. So today we're going to be talking about their Maximum Spider-Man, which is supposed to be like, I mean, I'm just going to say it. They're basically trying to be like SH Figure Arts. I'm just going to say it because this is like a really crazy looking Spider-Man figure. It's supposed to be the one based off of like the 90s or so. And it is like full of accessories. I mean, we're talking like jam-packed. They got a whole bunch of things, new webbings, effect pieces, and they also claim that, it's like a completely brand new sculpt built from the ground up. That's what they say. Not, that's their words, not me. And I mean, of course, yeah, you're gonna get people that are a little suspicious. You get the occasional, oh, that's not true. There's obvious reuse, and look, okay, fine. Even if there's some, I mean, for the most part, it does seem very genuine for the most part. I mean, there's a lot of great things to look forward towards this thing. The only problem that when they first revealed it, they didn't reveal the price. And that's what we're gonna talk about today. Because when I saw it yesterday, I was like, you know what? Let me not toot my own horn. Let me not go too far ahead. Let me explain a little bit about this pack, right? So I believe, listen, my mind's been everywhere, with college and stuff like that. So if I get a couple of things wrong, don't get mad at me in the comments, okay? I believe it was earlier this year, I suppose. I don't know. They did reveal a whole bunch of new Marvel Legends figures, and of course, this is supposed to be like their brand new lineup of figures, their Maximum stuff. So sorry, got a little hiccup. So I'm assuming that somewhere down the line, if the Spider-Man figure sells, let's be honest, despite the atrocious pricing, it probably will. There are plans to do more like these in the future, and there was even a rumored Hulk one too, which I can only imagine how that's gonna work. I mean, hey, I'm looking forward to it. Why not? To me, there's like barely any Hulks in the Marvel Legends lineup, and that's even going back as Toy Biz, I feel. But that's just me personally. I don't know about everybody else. So the Spider-Man one, it looks nice. It looks sweet. I mean, have you seen the pictures? Have you seen how he looks? Looks pretty decent, and it looks great. So of course there was questioning to the the pricing, because they didn't, like I said, they didn't really say how much it was going to be. Now your typical Marvel Legends figures is $24.99, which obviously, yeah, it's a bit atrocious to an extent, but then again, I think people kind of learn to live with it at this point. So I don't know if we're still kind of on that. So about that price, right? So it was finally revealed, and yeah, not sure how to feel about that. I mean, yikes. So they want about nearly $50 just for this pack alone. And mind you, like I said, a typical normal Marvel Legends figure costs around like $24.99. Obviously this doesn't count. This came in a 2-pack, so of course it's going to be a little bit more than that. But that's the thing. At least when you're buying 2 figures, you're going to be expecting to pay a little bit more. This is the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. Oh my god, I hope I got that right. Sorry, I'm very sorry. And obviously the reason why I'm showing you guys this, because this is kind of like a normal Spider-Man figure. This is actually the very first Marvel Legends Spider-Man figure I ever got, so there's a reason why I'm pointing that out, and I'm going to tell you a little bit toward the end of the video. And of course, same goes for the G.I. Joes. I mean, your typical G.I. Joe figure also costs around $24.99. Well, the only difference here is that because these are soldiers for the most part, of course they're going to come with really cool accessories and weapons, so obviously that's a no-brainer. So of course people got pretty riled up when it came to their pricing, It's 2021 all over again. Remember when they switched over to the plastic-free packaging and then they were charging more and then that became a whole entire fiasco? It honestly feels like that again because people are extremely upset and obviously, it's hard to really justify the price for it, and even I'm willing to admit that's pretty expensive. This isn't even the first time that they've done this. I remember around that same time, I don't think it was 2021, I'm pretty sure it was 2022, but I could be wrong, I don't know. I know they did the Spider-Man figure based off of the Insomniac Spider-Man 2 video game, and when that was released, that crap was like $36.99. I don't know. I made a video too a long time ago, a very long time ago actually. If you go into my playlist called Joshy's Talk Videos, and if you scroll down far enough, you'll find it. I put them in order from like most recent to oldest. Don't get me wrong, my old videos are pretty cringe. I try watching them and they're a little bit unbearable, so I can see why I barely got any views back then, but whatever. Hey, that's not the case. All right, we try to be professional here on the show, even if it takes me forever to put out a video, but hey, we're here now. Because that's the thing too, it's like, it does come with a lot of stuff. I mean, if we try to go over, he comes with that sense that, when he senses danger, it comes with that effect piece, which is very nice, because I think this is like the first time in a while that they've ever done something like this. I think Toy Biz, when they used to do like their Spider-Man figures, like their Legacy figure, whatever it was called, they did something similar with that kind of feature, and that hasn't really been seen too much ever since. We got brand new webbing, which is good, because the webbings that the current figures have, it's not bad, but like, well, I don't know, I can't really say for sure, they're not that great, but you get the idea. You know exactly what I'm talking about. For all you Marvel Legends fans out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about with the webbings and all that. They always reuse the same ones. He even got like a web shield, which is really cool. I mean, come on. So many endless possibilities, pretty much. I mean, it's great. You can also give these accessories to your other Spider-Man figures, so if you want, you can also double count it as an accessory pack. But I think that's also the problem too. It looks like they're kind of upcharging it, because not only is this like brand new tooling, for the most part, I'm pretty sure they're trying to like sort of, how do I say it, they really want to go that far to considering this like the ultimate figure. And as cool as that sounds, in a marketing standpoint, it's a little bit weird, because who knows if they're going to make future Spider-Man figures and maybe they're not as good as this one, or maybe slightly better, and then you're only paying like regular price. So it's like, why am I spending $50? You might as well keep the box, like for real. If you buy it, you gotta keep the box. You gotta justify that $50. I'm just gonna say it right now, because I still cannot get over that pricing. Mind you, I've been buying Marvel Legends figures for such a long time. One of my coworkers got me into it, and I think it's a fun lineup. Don't get me wrong. I mean, looking at it now, I'm just staring at the collection, And listen, we got a lot of good things going on. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's still some figures that I want to get, for sure, that I don't have. Ghost Rider, And listen, they've definitely made like some of the worst Marvel Legends figures ever, for sure. I mean, most of them are kind of old, but don't get me wrong. There's a couple cruddy ones here and there. But the Spider-Man one, at least for me personally, I love it. I want it too. For the most part, I believe it's an Amazon exclusive and a fan channel exclusive, I think. Fan channel, that means like in select retailers, so like GameStop and stuff like that, which, hey, it's fine. Listen, GameStop, at least in my area, they've been keeping track. They know the game, they know how it goes. They've been getting all the new releases so far, even the G.I. Joes and all that. It's nuts. But this $50 though, is it justified? Well, I wasted your time, because I'm not here to justify whether the pricing, is agreeable or not. I'm actually here to talk to you about something else. Before we end this video, just want to mention real quick. Now, I didn't look too much into this, mostly because I didn't really want to believe it. I thought it was pretty stupid, but there's been word going around that Hasbro might not keep the Marvel license for long, which is pretty bad, because that means that kind of hints that we might not get no more Marvel Legends figures. And the thing is, it's super scary, because they didn't confirm whether that was true, but they did say they got figures slated for 2026. So it's like, oh, okay, at least they got a year ahead of time. But that's your typical toy company, their shindig or shindig, whatever you call it, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. They always do that. They always plan ahead of time. They always got figures ready. So I'm not too surprised by that. But the thing is, though, the figures that they've been pumping out lately, they're very, very specific. Like, they recently announced, like, their comic book wave, where it doesn't come with a comic book, but the figures themselves come with, like, a tiny little mini comic. And these are, of course, mostly original characters. Mostly, not exactly. These are characters that we haven't really seen in a while. Like, they got, like, Rom. We got Banshee. A new Miles is pretty nice. And now my dogs are going crazy, so hold on one second. Oops, sorry about that. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so they've been pumping out some pretty interesting stuff. I don't need to go over everything. I mean, look, I'm like I said, I always like to give as much information as I can from my end, but because I've been pretty behind on a lot of stuff, it makes no sense for me to talk about something that's a couple weeks old by now. So for the most part, I think a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about when it comes to our Marvel Legends stuff. Even their X-Men stuff too. I mean, it is like wow. I love their recent Nemesis wave. But you know, for the most part, that's like the most normal thing coming out of Marvel Legends. Everything else is like very like specific. You know what I mean? Same goes for the Maximum series. And then of course there's the rumored, you know, the Hulk, which people are now curious if it's gonna be like $70 or something. Which I'm not too surprised if that does happen. Let's be honest here. But the Spider-Man thing, you know, with the Maximum and all that. Now, if it's true, I'm not saying it is. I'll definitely cover it. But if it's true that you know they might not have the license for too long, this could possibly be our last Spider-Man. You never know, because even though they might make more Spider-Man figures in the future, this is the closest thing we'll get to like a normal Spider-Man figure. Obviously not counting this one, but you get the idea. I think maybe that's what they're going for. They want to go all out while they still can. G.I. Joe, I'm a little bit scared for too, because what happened with Hasbro, I'll probably make a whole separate video talking about it, because this video is already past 10 minutes and I don't want it to be too long, especially for my return. But, you know, I know that for the past few years, things have been kind of weird with the company. I know like in 2023, I believe so, yeah, they left off like 1,000 employees, you know, before the holidays. You know, there's a couple of things going on. And then recently, you know, they started losing trust in a lot of these films. They no longer want to really make figures based off of any kind of movie franchise, mostly because their Transformers 1 lineup didn't really sell as well as they wanted it to. They pretty much didn't met their expectations. I highly doubt that goes for Marvel Legends or GI Joe for the most part, but I know people's been talking about Marvel Legends for quite a while, and you know definitely Balverse, modeling behavior. Now they've definitely mentioned it too about what's been going on with that. I also have my opinions on it, but I rather do that in a separate video than do it in this one. I don't want this to be too big because I feel like I barely talked about this figure. I mean, I still want it, but I feel like I'm kind of buying it for the wrong reason, though. You know, because of the whole rumors that they might not do Marvel Legends anymore. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, are you really willing to kind of pay $50 or so? I mean, you know, if this is like a one-time thing, okay, I could kind of see it. You know, I mean, but I don't know. It's still a lot. Let's be honest. It's still a lot. I mean, how many groceries can you buy with that? $50. You know, I mean, I know in this economy people stealing eggs, you know? Yeah, it's gotten that bad. Welcome to America, folks. It's yeah, it's something else. But I'm not here to make a political stance. I'm here to say that it's good to be back. We're gonna definitely be covering some more toy stuff. You know, we're definitely gonna get into some gaming territory pretty soon. I don't know how you guys might feel about that, but trust me, you'll see what I mean soon. So until then, thank you guys for watching as always. We'll definitely cover more on the Maximum Spider-Man lore because I know for sure. Oh boy, $50. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, well, you buy two Marvel figures, you know, you're gonna pay $50, you know, but for this, well, I don't know. This needs a part two. I'm just gonna say it. We need to make a part two talking about this. There's no way I could just end it here. I got so much I want to talk about. It is nuts. That's about it. So see you guys next time.